You're watching the Daily Market Comment by Rafi Boyajian. I'm Maria Pachortis. Thanks for joining us at XM.com. Stocks in the U.S. surged overnight as government and central bank action in response to the coronavirus outbreak, as well as a change in fortunes in Joe Biden's campaign to become the Democratic nominee for the 2020 election, boosted market sentiment. The House of Representatives in the U.S. passed a $8.3 billion funding bill aimed at helping the country deal with the virus outbreak. It follows signals of fiscal stimulus in Japan and Australia in recent days to combat the epidemic. While on the monetary policy front, central banks in Australia, the United States, and Canada have all cut interest rates this week to ease the impact of the virus on their economies. The Dow Jones and the S&P 500 both rallied by more than 4%, recouping about half of their losses from the virus-induced sell-off. U.S. equities were additionally supported by Joe Biden's spectacular performance on Super Tuesday. The U.S. dollar struggled to hold on to its modest gains on Thursday, as the 10-year Treasury yield was barely able to hold above 1% after plunging to record lows on Tuesday. Markets think there's a good chance the Fed will follow up this week's emergency 50 basis points cut with a further 25 basis points reduction at its meeting scheduled in 2 weeks. The greenback pulled away from 5-month lows versus the yen yesterday after data showed the U.S. economy entered the virus crisis in strong form. The Bank of Canada became the third major central bank to ease policy this week in the face of growing risks from the virus epidemic, cutting its overnight rate by a larger than expected 50 basis points on Wednesday. The Canadian dollar dropped to a 9-month low in response. The big question now is whether policymakers in Europe will follow suit, as both the European Central Bank and the Bank of England have limited room to cut rates. OPEC meets today to decide by how much to restrict output as a deteriorating global growth outlook has led to sharp downgrades to oil demand. Saudi Arabia is reportedly pressuring its allies for a production cut of up to 1.5 million barrels per day, but there are doubts as to whether Russia will approve such a large reduction. A decision isn't expected until tomorrow, when Russia and other non-OPEC countries will join the meeting. This was today's Daily Market Comment. Thanks for watching at XM.com.